Imagine this. Airbus just slashed its delivery target for the year, and that tiny shift could ripple across the skies, affecting everything from airline schedules to ticket prices. Flights could be delayed, expansion plans paused, and passengers could feel the impact in every seat they book. Meanwhile, Boeing is sending a very different message. After years of production chaos, the American giant says it's finally getting back on track, and even expects to generate cash next year. Two aviation titans, 1 week of announcements, and the entire airline industry watching closely. Airbus cutting deliveries isn't just a company problem. It's a domino effect touching airlines, investors, and travelers worldwide. Boeing's recovery, if it holds, could shift the balance of power in the narrowbody market, where millions of passengers fly every day. Let's break down what's happening in numbers, the hard facts behind the headlines. Airbus had aimed to deliver about 820 aircraft this year. That target has now dropped to roughly 790. The reason? A supplier, Sophie Aero, produced fuselage panels with incorrect thickness. In total, 628 aircraft are affected, 168 already in service, and more than 240 still on the assembly line. By the end of November 2025, Airbus had delivered around 657 jets. That means to even hit the revised 790 target, more than 130 planes would need to be delivered in December alone. And the December delivery record is 138 planes set back in 2019. On the other side of the Atlantic, Boeing tells a different story. Through October 2025, the company delivered 493 aircraft, including 370 737 MAX jets. Boeing aims to deliver between 440 and 450 of its 737 MAX planes this year. After a production cap set by the FAA at 38 planes per month, following a door incident in early 2024, Boeing has now stabilized production and received clearance to increase the monthly output to 42 planes. CFO Jay Malavi also announced that 2026 deliveries for both the 737 MAX and 787 are expected to rise, alongside a return to positive cash flow. Now let's get under the hood and see why Airbus's delivery cut isn't just a small hiccup. It's a structural headache. The issue comes from Sophie Aero, a supplier responsible for fuselage panels on the A320 family. These panels were manufactured with the wrong thickness, not a cosmetic flaw or a minor calibration issue, but a fundamental structural mismatch. The scope is huge. 628 aircraft need inspection. That includes 168 already flying in service and over 240 still on assembly lines. Fixing each plane isn't as simple as swapping a part. Industry sources estimate each repair could take 3 to 5 weeks. That means specialized labor, dock time, and sometimes additional parts or even engine adjustments are required. To make matters worse, this problem surfaced at the end of the year, which is traditionally the busiest delivery period for aircraft manufacturers. Airbus would need to hit more than 130 deliveries in December to meet its revised target, a number almost equal to the record 138 deliveries set in December 2019. With repairs taking weeks, that goal now seems nearly impossible. Think of it like a busy highway suddenly blocked by a multi-car pileup. Every plane stuck in repair slows down the entire delivery system, creating a chain reaction that affects airlines, schedules, and ultimately passengers. Airbus's delivery challenges aren't just a factory problem, they cascade straight to the airlines. By the end of November 2025, Airbus had delivered about 657 aircraft. To reach even the revised target of 790 jets, more than 130 planes would need to be delivered in December alone. That's nearly breaking the all-time December record of 138 aircraft set in 2019, and with repair backlogs, it's highly unlikely. So what happens when deliveries are delayed? Airlines face immediate operational headaches. They might need to extend leases on older aircraft, postpone new route launches, cut flight frequencies, or even scramble to buy used jets temporarily. Imagine a low-cost carrier planning a winter expansion to a popular beach destination. Suddenly, the aircraft aren't ready. That planned route gets postponed, revenue is lost, and crews have to be rescheduled. The ripple effect touches every corner of operations. Pilots may not be fully trained on new aircraft, gate assignments get shuffled, and maintenance teams are stretched thin. In short, an aircraft delayed for a month doesn't just sit idle. It triggers financial and logistical dominoes that ripple across fleets, airports, and passengers. Now let's put the two giants side by side and see how these challenges reshape the competitive landscape. Through October 2025, Boeing had secured 836 gross orders compared to Airbus's 722. Boeing's backlog stands at around 6,534 unfilled aircraft, while Airbus holds a larger backlog of 8,686 jets, nearly 88% of which are narrow-body planes like the A320 family. On paper, Airbus has the bigger pipeline, but the delivery delays give Boeing a real opportunity. If Airbus can't meet its delivery schedules, airlines evaluating narrow-body options might shift to the 737 MAX. These planes match the A320 family in capacity and efficiency, making them a viable alternative, especially for carriers eager to expand without interruption. Timing is everything. Boeing has been struggling since 2019 with production and quality issues, but recent improvements and FAA approvals signal a turning point. Backlogs aren't just numbers, they're leverage. If Airbus falters, Boeing could seize market share and tilt the balance in its favor, at least in the narrow-body segment. Boeing's story is one of cautious recovery, and the numbers tell the tale. After the January 2024 door plug incident on a 737 MAX 9, the FAA capped Boeing's production at 38 aircraft per month. For months, that limit really constrained deliveries and kept the company in a pretty reactive mode. But now, Boeing has stabilized production and received clearance to raise the monthly rate to 42, with an ambitious target of 53 planes per month by the end of 2026. Unlike relying on pre-built inventory, Boeing plans to deliver aircraft directly from the production line. This signals a genuine operational turnaround, not just an accounting trick. A major factor supporting this is Boeing's acquisition of Spirit AeroSystems, a key fuselage and structural component supplier. Bringing Spirit in-house reduces supply chain fragmentation, improves quality control, and ensures the company can meet its production targets. Financially, Boeing's outlook is improving dramatically. After negative free cash flow of about $2 billion in 2025, CFO Jay Malave projects positive free cash flow in the low single-digit billions for 2026. That's a huge shift for a company long struggling with cash burn. Of course, risks remain. The delayed Trip 7X program won't deliver until 2027, and the 737 MAX 10 faces certification timing constraints. Regulatory oversight and ongoing cultural and manufacturing fixes are still in progress. But for the first time in years, Boeing has provided measurable targets investors can track: production rates, delivery volumes, and cash flow projections. The effects of these developments go far beyond the factories. Airlines, suppliers, investors, and passengers all feel the impact when major manufacturers face delays or recoveries. For airlines, delayed deliveries mean adjusting procurement strategies. Some may extend leases on older aircraft, pay higher prices in the used market, or temporarily freeze planned route expansions. Passenger schedules can be affected, with fewer flights to popular destinations or last-minute cancellations. Suppliers are under the microscope. The Sophie Aero issue shows the cost of errors. Contracts may be reassigned, and more manufacturers could pursue vertical integration, like Boeing's Spirit AeroSystems acquisition, to reduce risk. Investors are watching closely. Boeing's CFO statements on production rates and cash flow sent the stock soaring. Measurable metrics, like deliveries and operational cadence, now give the market concrete benchmarks to gauge performance. Looking further ahead, this could reshape industry norms. Airlines may diversify fleets to avoid supply shocks. Manufacturers might redesign quality control, increase oversight of suppliers, and push for tighter regulatory compliance. The rules around how planes are made, who produces them, and who bears the financial consequences are all evolving. Think of it like a chessboard. Every delay, every production boost, and every acquisition shifts the balance. The winners will be those who anticipate the moves and adapt quickly. Here's the bottom line. Airbus is grappling with a time-sensitive repair problem that could throttle deliveries at the worst possible moment, while Boeing is finally offering measurable signals of recovery. That doesn't guarantee a smooth road ahead, but it does tilt the competitive balance, at least for now. What should you watch next? First, Airbus's December delivery numbers versus its revised target. Any shortfall will confirm the scale of the problem. Second, Boeing's monthly production output and FAA approvals. Can they sustain 42-plus planes per month? Third, any supplier litigation or contract changes, especially involving Sophie Aero or other critical vendors. Finally, keep an eye on airline announcements. Delayed routes, extended leases, or new aircraft acquisitions will show the real-world impact. Here's where you come in. If you want a follow-up, I'll track Airbus's December delivery report and Boeing's Q1 2026 production cadence. Hit subscribe and drop a comment telling me which airline you think will be hit hardest by these disruptions. And a simple question for the comments: which matters more to you, cheaper tickets or more reliable schedules? Tell me below.